Good morning, everybody, and we're just gonna jump right into it. I'm about to walk into the F-4 hangar, and I got me a new hat this past week. Really liking this, and got some good news with the F-4. Let's spin the camera around. Another one of our guys was out earlier in the week, and we got the gear door back on the right-hand gear. It's not set into place fully yet because part of the process for putting the door back on is you gotta swing here and make sure that the door actually fits properly where it needs to be. So to do that, we gotta jack the airplane back up and do gear swings to make sure that this fits where it needs to be. And if there's any adjustments, you gotta put some shims in place in various places to get it set right. Other than that, a little bit slow today. Crew Chief Al is not with us today. He's got some other family event to go to, so we're going to take care of a few things around here, like cleaning up the hangar, amongst other things. All right, so here's where we're at as far as lock wire. Now, here on the cylinder here, we got a fitting on the left and on the right. You can see those are each lock wired in place. And it's this one on the bottom that we have to lock wire. And Jack is pretty confident that he can get that done. However, our manuals do not specify where exactly that needs to get lock wired to, whether it can go to another fitting or one of these little ears on the lift on the body of the valve. So since Crew Chief Al is not here today and we don't know where that needs to go, we're gonna wait until he says where that actually needs to go, because Jack is pretty confident that he can get that lock wired. He's way more nimble than me. That's where we're at as far as the strut goes. All right, so in the absence of supervision, there's not a whole lot that we can do with the Phantom today, unfortunately. But Jack did take a look at that. He's pretty confident that he can get the that fitting lock wired into place where it needs to be, because once this is done, then we can put the plate that goes here. We can put that into place, secure up all the other fittings, and really start putting the back seat back together. Especially with the equipment that's supposed to go here. This just gives us more room to work with. So that's where we're at as far as the back seat goes. All right, now one thing I do plan on doing while I'm here is nothing has had a battery charger put on it in a while, so some of the ground power equipment is going to get battery charged. So I'm going to start walking around and plugging battery chargers on equipment, because I know for sure we'll need the air cards, and I know at some point we want the NC8 to power the jet so we can do some things with the electrical system. So yeah, I'm gonna get some battery chargers going. I know, not exciting, but it is what it is without the full crew here today. All right, that's one. Got another one. Yeah. Sorry again, guys, not super exciting today, and I haven't even seen anything go up today from Lone Star, whether it's the Stearmans, the Texan, or the B-25, so very quiet out here. All right, so we were just talking about the air show, and there's Jack up there. Hey, Jack. we were talking, so this MiG-17 flew in last year's air show. I don't think, so this belongs to Vietnam War Flight Museum, and it's just parked over here while the F-100 and the A-4 are over at their hangar. And don't think this will fly for the air show this year, only because I think the A-4 and the F-100 are our flyers this year. So this likely is going to be a static display, and I think that'd probably be pretty cool if this was parked next to the F-4. Let me know down below if you guys would like to see that at the air show, because this was one of the adversary aircraft for the F-4. So pretty neat history. If I'm not mistaken, this may have had some combat history in her past. I'm not sure. I need to ask about that, but I'll definitely ask. So, but yeah, you guys can likely look forward to seeing this out on the ramp at this year's air show. All right, so one of the things we got going on back here now is getting the door fitted, at least on all the bolts. Now that we got a couple of people here, we're able to get all the fittings on where they need to be for that door. Now, for those that aren't aware, in order to get that thing to be fitted properly, we got to be able to do a gear swing. That way, the door itself is in the right position to fit up in the hole. So that's what we got. So that's what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
In the meantime, we did notice that the right main here is a bit low. So we got the servicing jack underneath it, but it's not going up as far as we need it in order to spin the tire over. So what we're doing is putting the wing jack underneath it so we can reposition this jack and keep the weight off this tire until we can get find the right regulator and put it back, inflate it back to where it needs to be. You guys have never seen this before. This is normally how you lift the tire and service the tire, to at least get it up off the ground. There we go. Yeah, the wheel assembly itself has this little jack point that it just spring loaded and pulls back in and out. I'm just trying to get it up high enough to get the tire off the ground so we can spin it over and make sure everything's okay with it. She's going up.
We're spinning.
Oh, she's off the ground?
Yep. Keep going a little bit more.
All right.
We'll let you clearance, but we're spinning.
Would you grab that extension?
Sure, yeah.
Thank you. Set all that on the book for right now.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
And then can you come around here for me? On this bolt here, on the outside, just back the bolt for me so I don't push it through. Thank you. Try to get this nut started. Yeah.
There we go. Trying to get the door hung also about the same time, but the tire's off the ground.
I'll find it.
Got it.
Oh.
This is like the hardest one to reach here. Just want to get it captured.
Here's what I was trying to explain earlier. So, all the door bolts, as you can see here, like up there. Is on this side, you have these looks like washers, but they're called shims in this case. And to get this spaced right, so it fits up here properly, the spacing has to be correct on this. So that's part of the process. Right now we're rolling over the tire. Where's that flat spot at?
I'm seeing so much of a flat spot right now.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing. And there's nothing,
Spider.
no bolts, no, doesn't look like we picked anything up in the tire. So what we'll need to do is we'll need to get some leak tech put together, which is just some dish soap and water. We'll want to leak check the Schrader valve here and make sure that we're not losing air out of the Schrader valve. And if we're not losing air out of the Schrader valve, but the tire is still settling, then it's going to have to come off and get redone.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Indeed. And that safety wire looks good.
I'll take a little bit of credit for that.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I'm coming back.
All right. Here's what we got. So we know this tire lost air pressure, and we're going to find out why. Most obvious place is this valve stem. So spritz some of this and see if we get bubbles beyond whatever I'm doing with the spray bottle. That's just for me spraying. Well, it's not making bubbles. That's the good. Well, it's kind of good and bad. Good that that's not the leak, but bad that that's not the leak, because that's probably the easiest to fix. Huh. Well. Alright. So, this is definitely going to get addressed. Especially, I don't know if we're going to demount the tire before the air show, but it was a somewhat slow leak. If anything, we'll inflate the tire back to normal pressure for the air show. And then once we get her back here after the show, we'll probably take the tire off and have that serviced. We do not service our own tires. That goes out to a specialty shop just for aircraft tires. All right. Okay, so that's not the leak. What we are going to do though is we have both the tire, we have the wheel and axle, and the wings supported to take the weight off of that, because what we do not want is this to go all the way flat and either damage the rim or cut the tire. Is at that point this will be dead in the water until we fix the tire. We don't want either thing to happen, because it was hard enough to get that jack in place with it low. If it's flat, it's almost near impossible to get that jack there. But yeah, that's what we got going on right now as far as the tire goes. We just spent some time and got the door hung and with the tabs and everything in the right places. So this is now partially rigged. The full rigging will take place, like I mentioned, when we do the gear swings and to do the full alignment on the door. So it sits flush in its hole where it goes. So that's what we got going on now. All right, everybody. That is all we got for today for the hangar. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.